Welcome back to the show where we give you all the Dolphins news you need to know about. This story, Rashad Jennings has talked with 5 teams. This article is by Zach Links of Pro Football Rumors. Rashad Jennings says, quote, "I know there's a place for me in the league based on my skill set. I want to prove one GM right this year," Rashad Jennings told SiriusXM. Jennings added that he had simple conversations with the Lions, Packers, Ravens, Rams, and Dolphins. The veteran hopes that those simple conversations will lead to a deal from one of those teams, but for now, he's in wait-and-see mode. Dancing with the Stars champion had a 3.3 yards per carry average last year on 181 rushes, but did record 35 receptions on the plus side. Pro Football Focus graded him as one of the NFL's best pass blockers in 2016, and he isn't too far removed from a productive 2015 season in New York. So my opinion on this news is I don't think anything is going to come of it. I think where the interest with the Dolphins and the reason they talked with Jennings is because he's very, very productive in the passing game. That's how the Giants really used him. They used him heavy in the screen game. They used him in swing passes, bubble screens. So he was really, really productive in the receiving game. So I think that's where some of the interest lies in. Is Adam Gase is probably interested in his receiving ability. But in my opinion, I think we have better and more. I think we have people on the roster already that are just as good as at the job that he does, if not better. And I think we should play our young players so we can groom them and develop them into something really, really, really special. And I think we have talents like Kenyon Drake and Damian Williams on the roster already, especially Kenyon Drake, who I think can develop into a really good NFL running back, especially a complement to J.J. I don't think we need Rashad Jennings. If anything, he would add depth, I guess. But we have Davion Smith there, even though he was put on the PUP list. Maybe we can bring him in for competition, see what he can do in preseason. But I think where the interest lies is definitely Rashad Jennings' talents in the receiving game. Obviously, Adam Gase's offense, heavy with running backs coming out of the backfield. So we'll see what comes of this news. I don't personally like, if we did sign him, I wouldn't really like it. I think we need to groom young players like Kenyon Drake. But we'll see. I don't think anything's going to come of it. But I think, like I said, where that interest lies is in the passing game. This next news report, the Dolphins have auditioned defensive tackle Roy Miller. This article is also by Zach Links of Pro Football Rumors. Miller is still recovering from Achilles surgery, Armando Salguero says, and he left Miami without a contract. It's not immediately clear whether the Dolphins are still thinking about adding him to the 90-man roster, but back in June, Miller indicated that he was starting to get bites from teams. Quote, "There's a few teams that have shown some interest here and there," Miller said. "I believe my agent has had a few. There's a couple of trips I have to take this month. It was always the plan to kind of wait until mid-July." That Miller might not be as far along in his recovery as he anticipated. His best bet might be to wait a couple more weeks before auditioning from other clubs. Miller, 30, made 50 starts for the Jags from 2013 through 2016. After injury-shortened season, the Jaguars didn't show much interest in retaining him. Still, Miller offers lots of experience, and he's not far removed from a productive 2015 season in which he had 4 sacks and 40 total tackles. So Roy Miller, I think he's a stopgap player. I really don't know. I mean, I guess he can add competition and depth, and I guess he's an insurance policy in case, Devon doesn't work out, or Jordan Phillips doesn't work out, or Vincent Taylor doesn't work out. I would rather play our young players and really groom them to become something in the future than going out and getting another stopgap player. We've done this before in the past. It hasn't worked. It's a short-term thing. I don't like it. We might as well play our young players and see what they can do. If they can't do anything, fine. Maybe they'll improve in their second season instead of going out and getting Roy Miller, who we know who we're getting already. So I think we should groom our young players instead of going out and getting stopgap players. Like I said, this is like a very short-sighted thing to do, and we've done this in the past. We did this last season with Jason Jones. We saw where that got us. We really did a great job of getting, I think, really good players in the draft. I mean, from everything that we've heard from Devon and Jordan Phillips so far this offseason, it's been pretty dang positive, and obviously Vincent Taylor, not so much on the positive side, but I think we should play our young players and stop getting these Band-Aids. So yeah, that's been your Miami Dolphins news update. Let me know what you guys think about Rashad Jennings and Roy Miller. And I am Skagster23, and I will see you guys in the next one. Alright, so let's get through the rigmarole before we get into the Miami Dolphins podcast. Remember, guys, this podcast posts each and every single Wednesday. The first segment of the show, we go through all the Dolphins news you need to know about. The second segment of the show, we go through all the AFC East news you need to know about. In the third and final segment of the show, we go through the Miami Dolphins fan Q&A.